Hi guys, Vindy here. Let's quickly look at the NASDAQ 100 starting from monthly. So for the past 3 months, right, price have been going up. The buyers have been in control. Okay, so you can see that it's evident. All right, but for the month of July as well, the first 2 days have been bullish. The first 3 days rather have been very bullish, but yesterday we didn't see a huge volume. I will look at the daily candle just now so that you can see. Okay, so we know one thing for sure, that price is extremely overbought. So we are within the overbought region. Okay, so we can say that that is 3 months of buying to the upside. So what you have to do, of course, is to get ready for a short-term or rather long-term correction. So if I was to put, let me see, I'm looking for, can I use an oscillator of some sort to investigate that? Let's see if we can find a stochastic oscillator just to investigate that overbought, oversold sort of condition. So you can see right here, the price is up here at 80. Okay, so of course the settings here might be slightly different to yours. I don't usually use this, but I chose this 835. Okay, these are the settings. I don't use the stochastic. Those who are in the 21 days classes, they know I hate these kind of things. Okay, so but however, just so that for those who use stochastics, the RSI, remember you mainly use these things for to see if something is overbought or oversold. All right, so in this case we can see price is currently at that 80. Let me see if I can do something weird. This is not normally done. Let's see if we can actually draw a line at 61.8 and see if price have been above that line for some time, or what happened above that line. Okay, so this is the 61.8 line. Okay, so you can see that price have been actually creating those bounces around the 61.8. So this was to show that price is not ready to go down. Okay, that's a very aggressive trend. So as long as price keeps above this line, we most likely to see this thing continuing high even after corrections. If price does creates a mini drop, you can see that there was a drop to the downside, but price kept above that line. Even here there was a drop, but price didn't spend much time. It came back up, and now we're still just above that line. Okay, so most likely to get a drop next after this, or a little bit of a flat. If it doesn't continue up, we could see a bit of consolidation or price moving up slowly. Okay, not aggressively like we've seen recently. As you can see, these are aggressive moves. I mean, compared to this, look at how price was moving previously. Back in 2016-17, it was just doing this. Okay, it was printing small candles, but recently the stock markets are super volatile. Okay, so if you trade a lot of stocks, you will realize that these things are actually moving, but most of these markets are extremely overbought. Okay, they're extremely overbought, and yes, of course, they are within the bubble phase and waiting to blow up. They are actually waiting to blow up. So we could see another sort of a push followed by a crash. That is possible because we are extremely up there. Okay, so if we zoom to weekly, you can see last week's candle is actually an engulfing candle which continue to push up, and price is definitely up there. Price is extremely high, as you can see. Okay, price is extremely high, so we most likely to get that correction, or rather some sort of a hesitation there at the end. That is very common. Once more, those who took my course before, they will remember there is a strategy actually based on that. Okay, so we are above that, so we're most likely to get a nice correction, or just a flat like that above that, because that's why I said that this thing is extremely overbought. Okay, so it is not wise for one to buy where it is. Okay, let's just get rid of this. It is not wise to buy where it is. So I was just trying to show you this stochastic oscillator that price is extremely overbought. That is not a big deal. Okay, so if we come to this time frame, you can see up here that yes, if we connect, remember, in order for you to identify a trend line, you need two points. So I've used this point and that point, and now a trend line exists. So since this exists now, the first hit of a trend line will be this one, because these 2 points are the only 2 points that gave us the trend line. Without these 2 points, we wouldn't have a trend line. Mathematics. Okay, so that is just the first hit there, and we're most likely to see a push coming down. However, yes, it's possible that price might start ranging there to give us some weird patterns. Should we see that? Obviously, we will know what to do, because there is something that I've taught that is related to that as well. So should we see a move to the upside below the trend line, that will be something else as well. However, let's dial down to a much lower time frame. There isn't any sort of reference as far as horizontal support and resistance is concerned, because price have been traded in these particular levels before, so we cannot find that reference. Let me just put this trend line up there. Okay, let's move to a much lower time frame. Notice how price, whether you move up or down, it's still extreme high. The price level is not changing, still the same. People confuse time frames. They think when you move to another time frame, you're gonna see things differently. No, train your mind to be able to align all the time frames. There isn't a time frame that is way better than the other. It's just a matter of what is it that you are looking for. Remember, disclaimer, I'm not here to sell you dreams. I'm not here to tell you what you wanna hear. It is what it is. So make sure that you have realistic expectations when you're a trader. Yeah, stay in your lane, respect your account, respect your money, so that you can grow. You are here to make money and grow. You are not here to gamble and blow accounts every day. Okay, so always remember that the market is always right, even if it's wrong, and you as a trader shouldn't have shoulders to say that, yeah, I'm correct, it's gonna go in my direction. No, stay in your lane. Okay, respect the market, it's gonna respect your account as well. Always calculate your position size and all the changes. Okay, let's just continue. So up here, the first thing that I saw obviously will be this particular you can call it a W. I believe harmonic traders are probably looking at the shark pattern. This is a very nice shark pattern. Okay, this is a very nice shark pattern. This is a very nice shark pattern. Okay, so this is exactly what they are looking at, and notice how this whole thing is taking place at those extreme highs. Of course, should price gap high a little bit, we're most likely to see that gap closing and price coming down a little bit. So if I was to look at this shark pattern specifically, obviously I need to figure out where I'm gonna take my profit if I'm selling this shark pattern. Obviously, the first point, it will be 38% of this last leg to the upside. So if I can actually get to this point, and you can see there's been some sort of structure previously there, that was a very nice area of resistance which turned support. So if we're to look at this area, this is where I'd like to actually take profits. So you're looking at about 10,000 let's say 10,100 somewhere there, which is feasible to get there, because of course price started moving from there last week. Okay, it started moving, going up, so it's possible that price might reach this particular area again. And remember where we are, we're sitting here on resistance. This is why I am actually focusing on looking for opportunities to sell rather than buying this. If I was to buy, I will look for opportunities to buy down here somewhere during the week. Should price come back down here, I'm going to look for such opportunities, and that is going to give probably the H4 buyers an opportunity to buy somewhere. Okay, although that is not an aggressive push, but you could have a trend line of this nature. I do not believe that price will actually correct back, but it's possible it could get there and then push back up, right? But the optimal level, this is 61.8. if you can check nicely, and around that 61.8, they've been structure around that. Okay, so that's another possibility. However, since we are extremely high, I would appreciate it if price can do a little bit of a push, then come back down nicely. Just a minor push, which will be very, very evident on probably H1 30 minutes somewhere there. So you can see how price is coming down. I'm not happy with this. I don't like what's happening there. Okay, I'd like price to go back up a little bit so that I can be able to capture this move to the downside. So if you were to clean this nicely and look at it from other dimensions, you can see how now price is bouncing off this particular level. This is where the buyers are. This is the trend line where buyers are actually riding the trend, or rather the time frame, not the trend line. This is the time frame where buyers are very, 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 very close, because now you can see they are up here on that dynamic support structure there. So we're most likely to see what? To see them pushing up once more and then breaking out of this. Once they break out, we're most likely to get what? A crossover, a retest of that crossover. Go ahead and check another a video that I posted. I'm just gonna link it here so you can see this video. It will explain exactly what I'm saying. Okay, just browse through the channel. Okay, that's another thing that we're gonna check. So we're gonna track these buyers obviously to see. You can see that if you draw a trend line here using these 2 points, this point there, let's just draw it properly. I'm gonna draw it properly. Let's just do that. Check that tip there. There's a video where I've taught about drawing trend lines correctly. Okay, it's backed up by mathematics in case you wanna argue. Okay, so these 2 points, this is what I've used, and price broke out. But notice when it broke out, it stayed around that level and it actually stayed on top of that dynamic area of support. Okay, so I'd like to see a slight push, not too aggressive, a slight push before I actually sell this thing. So of course, I do not want to say much yet, because price could open up with a gap. Obviously, there's a gap strategy. Once more, here's a great gap strategy there. This is what we could see when the market opens. But I do not want to speculate much. I'm going to update this on the Telegram group. Make sure that you join the Telegram channel there. Just check the link in the description box, or simply search for Vinde Forex on Telegram. And yeah, other updates, I will do them privately. So there's no big deal, and publicly. So keep your eyes and ears open. Yeah, otherwise that's just my take. Remember, this is not an investment advice. This is mainly for educational purposes. Always make sure that you use stop losses, calculate your risk. Do not trade with the money that you cannot afford to lose. Stay positive, stay in your lane, be realistic. Otherwise sharp